think of how I will rewrite every single song.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee. If you're new, today's video is going to be a super cozy one. I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that you can do to your space that I've done to my space that have literally changed the game in terms of ambiance or coziness. These 5 things are super affordable, super easy to obtain. You don't really have to change too much, and it just really adds a nice touch to your apartment, your home, whether you lease it, whether you own it. I personally lease, so I can't do too much to my apartment. There's some things that I've done that have tremendously changed and shifted my apartment and make for the best moods, pictures, you name it. So I'm gonna dive right into it. The first thing is to always have your windows open. I love windows and curtains open. Like, I think having natural light in your space is tremendously overlooked. Even just like this, like shadows, the rise of the sun going down, it just dramatically changes any space. And you don't need like huge open windows like mine. I would add like a nice sheer white curtain that I can close if necessary. People like my brother, for example, he loves to have his blinds always down. Even just like opening the window every morning and letting that sun shine in, it really does like open up the space a lot. The second thing is a good statement wall. So as you can see in the background, I have added this statement wall. I am a color person. I love pattern. I love pops. So I think adding one wall is great for that. I personally like the big bold color, but you can add like a nice neutral color. I don't personally like boldness on every single wall. I feel like it kind of closes in the space and it's like too overwhelming. My other walls around this statement wall, it's just white. This one was painted. The room that I have up in the front of my room and rooms that I lived in previously before this apartment, I've always had a statement wallpaper room. Stick-on wallpaper is always a great option for people who lease. I would love to invest in wallpaper, but it's damaging to your walls. It's super freaking expensive. Wallpops is a really good affordable wallpaper online service that you can find great patterns. I love Anthropologie, but they are a little bit more on the expensive side. But they're basically just roll-ups and you just paste them on your wall. There's no like glue or anything, and if you're ready to take it down, you just strip it down. I personally did the wallpaper in my hallway, like my entryway for this apartment. In my previous apartments, I did it in my living room. I think I've done it one time in my office. That adds a lot of character to your apartment. So paint, wallpaper, a good art piece as well. Society 6 has really, really good art. It is a little bit more on the expensive side, but you are supporting like an artist, like an individual artist. So I always love supporting artists. But you can find art pretty much anywhere. Like Amazon probably has a whole bunch. I like this floating shelf. So I added like art. I have like little succulents up there. I have like the hanging plant. I have a little thinking man statue, just like your own kind of personality. Just add something to a bland wall. You have that one wall to play with and make it well known. You can make any space like look super expensive by just adding a fresh coat of paint to it and some art. Another thing in terms of adding a statement piece to walls is backsplashes in the kitchen. There's an option if you're leasing to have another like stick-on option. I will leave everything too that I mentioned in the description box, but there's a backsplash that I added to my Florida apartment. It was like that subway white tile, and you just stick it on to the back of the wall. It totally changed the whole entire vibe of my kitchen, especially if it's outdated. I've had friends too buy the like stick-on granite kind of look. If you have like really ugly kitchen countertops, that is also super inexpensive and something that you can do yourself. Just add some sort of statement, you know? The third thing that I have is any cozy lighting. So if you don't have open windows, or if your windows are drawn for the night, cozy lighting is where it's at. Too much can be a little bit too intense and almost like college dormy. So what I personally have in my apartment are twinkle lights. They're like fairy lights. I don't even know what to call them, but I have them on my floating shelf here. This one is battery operated, so I'll just plug them in on a shelf underneath art. And then I have the twinkle lights around my fake tree that I have in my living room, which I put on at night. It's so freaking cozy. Another lighting must have is my skylight. Noah thinks this one is very like college dormy, but I personally love it. I have it in my room. It's basically this light that puts stars and like a universe on your ceiling. It's freaking amazing. I put it on every single night. It has a bluish kind of purpley tone to it, so it just honestly transforms you into a different universe. I can literally sit on my bed and just stare at it for hours. There's options for like stars. There's an option for stars and this like weird underwater thing, but it almost makes it look like floating clouds and like you're seeing past it at all the stars. I love that setting. I also have the smart lights. So I recently got an okay, she didn't turn on. And I switched all my lighting to smart lights. They're actually super inexpensive. I thought like it would be some super intense, crazy thing to adjust to the lighting. It's so freaking easy. Apparently, like they're attached to your Wi-Fi. So when you set them up, you just switch out the bulbs and then set it to your Wi-Fi and attach it to your I always had like super bright lights whenever I had a light on, even if it was like kind of a like cozy lamp, like I have one on my dining table for example. It was just so bright. So now I have the option to dim them, which is perfect setting like moods for any day. And then I also have the smart plugs, for example the fairy lights. I can't switch out all the bulbs for like smart bulbs on the twinkle lights, you know, so I just plugged it into a smart plug and now it's attached to my I can dim and set like it on night mode and have it turn on automatically, but it's just great. The dimming setting is awesome. It just sets up such a tone. The fourth option to have your place look super freaking cozy are plants, fake ones or real ones. I have this fake hanging plant. I have my fake tree in my living room, but I also love to add touches of green and color and earthly feelings to my apartment. I do have a standing one over here by my bed. I have a really dark leafy one over here on my fireplace. I always have a set of flowers. I think flowers are immaculate and must-haves for any like dining table or kitchen nook. It adds so much color. I personally love changing them out every few weeks. It does so much for the space, you know, and you can play around with it if you guys are like photographers or Instagram people. They make for amazing, you know, pictures, just the pop of color. And then I always have one in my bathroom. And then Noah always has his weird herbs that he's growing right now. He has a basil plant. So having green tones in your apartment and just the outside world inside, such a different tone. I'll do a little insert here of what my fireplace looks like without the green plant and then with the green plant. Like as you can tell, it just adds such a nice warm tone to any space. I personally like those super dark green leaves. As you can tell, my tone is very dark. Like I love color, but I like dark, almost masculine colors. And then the fifth and final coziness hack is any sort of ambiance. So I personally love the ambiances on YouTube. They're free. Make sure that you find them without ads. If you just type in like coffee shop ambiance or Paris night cafe ambiance, they have starry ambiance. There's one channel in particular that I love called Ma Ambiance, who has like universal ambiances. A lot of them have ASMR, but not in the weird sense, but like rain or like jazz music, chatter like in the background of a cafe. I set this all the time in the mornings, at night, whenever I'm like working, I'll set an ambiance. Especially if you live alone, like when Noah's not here, I always have on an ambiance just to feel like, I don't know, there's something else going on in my apartment. If you do have an, oops, she turned on, off. Thank you. There's a thing, if you just ask her to turn on ambient visions, they have beach with like reggae, they have like reading stuff, sleeping ones. It's great. Something else to set an ambiance is music. I have a ton of different Spotify playlists. I'm obsessed with having music on. My house is never quiet. I actually hate the quiet. So whether I have an ambiance on, I'm watching a movie, or I have music on, there's some sort of like noise. Even just soft, settled jazz music is really nice to have, even like during dinner or something. Candles is a must-have. You guys know me. I always have a Bath & Body Works candle, the 3-wick ones, like in every spot of my apartment. So I'll have one in my bedroom, I have one in my office, I have one in my dining table, living room, as well as my bathroom. I'm intense, I know, but it really sets a tone. I'm telling you guys, like the smell, the like softness of it, like the little crackle noise, it's just great. My friend got me a wax warmer. Basically, you can add like soy wax to the top and it'll like burn. And the one that she gave me is so beautiful. It's a light mixed with a wax warmer. It's great. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. Add all those together. They're so easy. You got the windows, open your windows, step number 1. Step number 2, add a statement wall. Add that sort of character to your apartment. Number 3, add the cozy lighting. Set some fairy lights on. Add some twinkle lights to your fake tree or a real tree. Dim the lights. set the tone. Add some plants to your apartment, add some earthy tones, add an ambiance with some candles, music, a nice ambient vision setting, fireplace or something like that. You're set. It's the coziest thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something from it. If you guys do any of this stuff to your apartment, please tag me. I would love to see it. Anything that I think is a must-have in terms of coziness or things that are in my apartment, I'll link down below for you guys. Huge shout out to you guys for making it to the end of the video. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys all in a future one very soon.